Hi, I'm back. I know it's been a while. I've been sick thanks to my 4-year-old daughter. She brought some great stuff home for us to share all together. So the entire family's had a cough, a cold, super fun, but feeling better now. So today I'm going to do sort of a review and a look using this great present that I got for Christmas. Japonesque palette, Moroccan Heat. It comes in a package like this. The names are on the back. You can see they've labeled them for us, which is extremely helpful for when I'm doing a look and trying to share what I'm doing with you guys. It comes in this beautiful purple cardboard palette, but very heavy duty, and it's got one heck of a magnetic closure. You go in, it has this really stunning gilded design, and then your eyeshadows are right here. So we're going to do a bronze look today. I am going to start with this shade right here. Oops. So that shade right there, and it is called Mystic, and we're going to go into the very center of the lid using a flat eyeshadow brush. Looks like this, very thin and flat, and just going to get right on in. So this will go on the mobile lid, just the part of the lid that moves, and you're just going to pat it on, not sweep, but pat. I find that I get less fallout and better coverage if I just sort of stamp it on and move slowly across the lid. So you can see kind of what that looks like. Second eye. So that's what the lid looks like. Pretty easy so far. Next, we are going to go into this beautiful color for the crease right here called Camel, because that's what it looks like, is a camel shade. And I'm going to use just a regular crease brush like this and bring that through the crease like so. Now it's a gorgeous matte shade and juxtaposes nicely against the shimmer that we put on our lid. And this is just one of the looks that you can do with a palette like this. There are 12 gorgeous shades in here, ranging from a beautiful sort of a cranberry color to this gorgeous purple. This shade right here is very interesting. It's got sort of a rosy undertone to it, but the sparkle that's in it is gold. So it's kind of sort of duochrome without really meaning to be, which I found so interesting and fun to play with. But back to our look at hand. Next, I'm going to go into the outer V with this shade here called Casablanca, and mixing it with the brown shimmer shade also called Sahara. So using a slightly smaller brush with Sahara, I'm going to use a crease brush that looks like this. It's a little fluffy, but not quite as large of an expanse as the one that we had. Dipping in and just taking it into the outer part of the crease in a circular motion. When a shadow brush like this isn't so densely packed, it can do a lot of the blending for you, which is really helpful. I'm taking this right in and slightly above the crease, if you're wondering where exactly the positioning is for it. So my crease is right here, and I'm sort of working it on the very bottom portion of the brow bone in small circular motions. So here we have it so far. Now, dipping into our matte brown with a shorter crease brush, but still not very densely packed, going to go on the outer third of the lid. Actually, it's more like the outer quarter of the lid. It's a very small space that I'm working with, just to sort of bring a little bit of depth to that part of the eye. Tapping off excess and repeat on the other eye. Just on the outer fourth, deepen up that portion of the lid. So far, so good. So next, using a teeny tiny brush, well, it's not so tiny. This is Real Techniques brush. Again, I like using it a lot. I am going to go into a color called Sand Dune, which is actually kind of close to my skin tone, and using this as a brow shade just to highlight underneath the brow bone. Help to blend out any harshness that might be appearing from our deeper crease shades. So see how it's starting to shape up. It's looking good. Next, I am in love with that deep brown shimmer. So I'm going to take the first lid color that we had and put it on sort of the inner half of the eye underneath on that lash line, and then follow it up with that deeper brown shade right here on the outer part of the lash line. So to begin, inner part of the lash line, just a little at a time. Once again, stamping it on, and I'm not really like sweeping it across. I'm patting it on, and just little patting motions traveling across that bit of real estate on the lower lid. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit better at holding my mirror so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I know that was a problem at first. I know that when I was watching my playback it annoyed the heck out of me, so I'm sure it was pretty annoying for y'all as well. So I've got that light bronze shade covered up. And now into the deeper bronze using the same smudge brush, traveling across the outer part of the lower lid at the lash line. Just stamping it on again. Even taking it up a little bit to where it will meet the crease color, and you can actually just sort of sweep it in as well. I do like Japonesque products. You can find them quite readily at Ulta, and have never been steered wrong with them. They have beautiful brushes, as well as, I remember a few years back I got a great eyelash curler from them, which was electric, you just sort of battery powered, and it heated up, and it was just an absolute dream to work with. So I enjoy their products a great deal. So next we're going to do a liquid eyeliner, this time using Revlon Colorstay liner in black brown. Shake it up first. This is a felt tip liner, but the tip of it is really long and tapered, so you can get into the very base of the lashes, which is what I'm going to do. And because it is so tapered, it's got a lot of give. So you don't really have to worry about it skipping and dragging your eye with it. I find that when something like that skips, it's really difficult to work with. Now, I'm not saying that there is no practice involved. You really do have to practice. There is a definite bell curve there when it comes to making liquid eyeliner work, but this one has been pretty simple to work with because the tip is so tapered and fine. So now that we've done liquid eyeliner, I am going to go in with my Pixi by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pen in Copper Glow. This is going to go in the waterline on the bottom lid, and then try and tightline the top lid as well. So starting with the bottom lid, here goes. Now this eyeliner is super creamy, and when given enough time, it sets nicely and won't really, I find on my eyes at least, it doesn't leak, transfer, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Back again. It's a beautiful brown color, and it has a little bit of a gold shimmer. Tight line. There. So there we go. And again, these Pixi products you can pick up at Target, and the eyeliners I do highly recommend. It's just a regular pencil liner. When it says pen, I don't know why it says pen, but that's what it's called. It's just super easy to work with. So back to what we were doing. The eye look is almost done. Basically just going to go in with some mascara at the very end. But I wanted to explain to you what I did. Before I started this video, I did my moisturizer in the new Neutrogena Bright Boost Gel Cream, which is pretty cool. I'm testing it out. This is just my second day using it. When I washed my face last night in the shower, I felt a little bit of a change in my texture. It's a little smoother. So I'm just kind of giving it the chance that it needs, and I'll report back with my thoughts on it. So right now, just as it is first impressions, it's supposed to awaken 100% of dull skin cells for visibly refreshed and instantly brighter skin. It also has a little bit of a golden micro shimmer to it, so that helps with the brightening properties as well. I did find the scent is kind of, it's light, but there's definitely a scent there. So if you don't like the scent immediately, I would say if you go into a Victoria's Secret and you get out their bombshell sort of New Year's Eve, it's in the one in the like gold glittery bottle, and you sniff it and you hate it, you're not going to like the Neutrogena Bright Boost scent, because it smells like a very light version of that scent. It's very very green, sort of like an evergreen scent. So it's very Christmassy and kind of wintry feeling, to me at least. That's how I would describe the smell of it. So if you don't like that scent, I would go back to just the Neutrogena in Hydro Boost in the blue pot. No scent there, fragrance-free, beautifully moisturizing, and you can use it on all skin types, and it works great. It's wonderful cream that has hyaluronic acid in it, and it's still really light and easy to use. So for foundation, also trying something new, for me at least. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. This one is in Classic Ivory. Used this on my face. It is not a matte because it says glow, and it comes in a little squeezy tube like this. This is my second day using it. So far so good. It does have a little teeny tiny bit of a glow. It's not matte, but I've got dry skin, and so I do find that sometimes a matte foundation can be a bit much for my skin. It's a bit too drying, and so having something that isn't matte can really help me out. I used under my eyes the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Sand, so that was under the eyes. And then for my brows, I picked this up at my Japanese market, Mitsuwa, here in San Diego. It's K Palette, and it's their lasting two-way eyebrow liquid liner and powder. So you've got beautiful liner with a brush on this end. It's just like a marker. And then in the other end, you have a matching powder. This one is in shade 01, which is their light brown blonde shade. So next on the docket, I am going to do bronzer, blush, and highlighter using my Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette and my beautiful brush from them. So dipping in and starting it out. Doing this in the hollows of the cheekbone, if you have hollows. If not, you're like me, you don't have hollows, you can make hollows. Also taking it down the sides of the nose, sort of contour and slim that nose a little bit. Mine is a tad too wide for my liking, but that's not to say that your nose isn't perfect just the way it is. Following that up, I'm going to use the same palette with their blush. It's called Summer House, Can't We All Wish? And this is a gorgeous sort of English rose, almost mauve shade. And I take it very lightly because it packs a great deal of punch. Directly on the cheekbone, above that bronzer that we made, our cheekbones stand out with, and then taking a fan brush, going into the highlighter called Beach Getaway, and putting that in the little line above the blush. So it sort of ties everything together. Taking it also across the bridge of the nose, the chin, not the cheek, and forehead. Really glow it up. So pretty. So there we go. There's that. Now I use the other side of this brush, which looks like this, to blend it all together. Haha! The tricks we learn. So now that we're doing that, looks really pretty. Everything's very seamless, gorgeous. I'm going to go in with a lip liner from NYX. It's their natural shade, and line my lips and fill in with the same color. Underneath this I have just a clear lip balm, Eos, it's their vanilla lip balm, it's clear. And this pencil is going to be my lip pencil and my lip color. I just want something very neutral and very natural. to not compete with the eye look. So it's really soft, very pretty, still there. It's a little extra punch, but it's definitely not going to overwhelm what we've done with our eyes already. So the star of our show was definitely the Japonesque Moroccan Heat palette. Here's the box again in case you're going to look for it. And it looks like this in palette form. So pretty. It has no scent, which is kind of a change for today's world. Everything seems to be scented. It's a little bit gimmicky, but yeah, have it what you will. I am going to spray on a Wet n Wild finishing spray, this one in coconut. Smells like heaven. Here we go. Just to bring down any sort of powderiness that we might have. And finally, I'm going to use the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes Mascara in their black shade. This is the waterproof shade that they have. I'm going to do top and bottom lashes. So, starting with the top, really get in there. Heavy at the roots, wiggle, and then stroke up. So while we're waiting for the top lashes to dry, we'll get the bottom lashes. As I've said a gajillion times before, everybody has a mascara face. Don't be afraid to use yours. So now that we've got the bottom lashes on, we're going to go back, do our second coat with the top lashes, and we should be done with our look. Okay, give yourself a good once-over look with your mirror. Yeah, seems to be in good shape. Alright, so here's our finished look. I hope you've enjoyed how it came together, my explanations to you. I'm trying to be a bit more candid with these because I can get kind of stiff when I'm teaching, and I don't think I'm actually teaching. I enjoy doing these videos for everybody, and hope it's more conversational, letting my personality shine through, even though it's a little scary to let one's real personality come through on video. But I did want to recap the star of our show today, the gorgeous Japonesque Moroccan Heat palette, along with our fabulous Tarte palette. Made the look really come together. I do try and film these once a week when I'm not sick, thanks to my 4-year-old daughter again. God, that was horrible. But I hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's, and I hope to see you again next week. But until then, stay safe and be sure and click on the like button, and if you subscribe, it would make me so happy. So again, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.